Hello and welcome. Tonight we're going to explore the extraordinary story of life on our planet, a story that began billions of years ago and continues in every corner of Earth, from the highest mountains to the deepest oceans, from frozen tundra to scorching deserts. Life surrounds us in forms both familiar and strange. It persists in places that seem impossible. It adapts, endures, and transforms in ways that fill us with wonder. Each creature, each plant, each microscopic being carries within it the legacy of an unbroken chain stretching back to the very first spark of life. If you enjoy these peaceful explorations, feel free to like and subscribe, or leave a comment sharing which fact amazed you most. It helps others discover this channel and find their own moment of calm. But right now, there's nothing you need to do. Simply breathe. Let your body settle. Allow your mind to drift as we journey together through the remarkable, beautiful story of life on Earth. But before that, please make sure to like and subscribe. Now, let's begin. All living things are made from cells. Whether it's a towering redwood tree or a human being, every organism is built from these fundamental units. Some creatures consist of just one cell, while others, like us, are vast communities of trillions. Inside each cell, proteins fold and unfold, performing thousands of tasks every second. You are not one thing, but a civilization, trillions of cells working in harmony, each one alive, each one contributing to the whole. Your body contains more bacterial cells than human cells. Right now, living on your skin and throughout your digestive system are trillions of bacterial cells outnumbering your own cells. These microbes aren't invaders, but partners. The bacteria in your gut help digest food, produce vitamins, and train your immune system. Without them, you could not survive. When you think about who you are, these microscopic companions are part of the answer. Speaking of ancient partnerships, trees can live for thousands of years. In California's mountains grows a bristlecone pine named Methuselah, standing for more than 4,800 years alive when the pyramids were built. These trees grow so slowly, adding perhaps a millimeter each year, building wood so dense that decay cannot touch them. In their quiet persistence, they remind us that life is not always about speed, but sometimes about simply enduring. Trees communicate through underground fungal networks. Beneath every forest floor spreads an invisible web, fungal filaments, connecting tree roots. Through these connections, trees exchange nutrients and information. A mother tree can nurture her offspring, sending them sugars when they're too shaded. When attacked by insects, trees send chemical warnings through the network. Trees that appear to stand alone are actually part of an interconnected community. Mushrooms are closer to animals than plants. The fungi that build these networks are often misunderstood. Genetically, they're more closely related to animals than to plants. What we call a mushroom is merely the fruiting body below ground, spreads a network of mycelium, sometimes covering acres. This hidden web digests the forest from within, breaking down dead wood and recycling nutrients back into the soil. The largest living organism covers 2,000 acres. In Oregon's Blue Mountains, a single honey fungus spans more than 2,000 acres. What appears to be thousands of mushrooms are actually one giant organism, all connected beneath the soil. Scientists estimate it's between 2,400 and 8,650 years old. This hidden giant reminds us that the largest things can be the most hidden, and that life's greatest achievements sometimes happen in darkness. Some organisms have found even stranger ways to persist. The immortal jellyfish can reverse its age. When injured or stressed, Turritopsis dohrnii can revert from adult form back to its polyp stage, essentially becoming young again. This process allows mature cells to transform back into stem cells. The jellyfish can repeat this cycle indefinitely, showing us that aging might not be inevitable. The axolotl can regrow its own brain tissue. This salamander possesses one of nature's most remarkable healing abilities. It can regenerate entire limbs, complete with bones, muscles, and nerves. It can regrow damaged hearts, eyes, and even portions of its brain. Unlike humans who heal with scar tissue, axolotls regenerate perfectly. What seems impossible for us is routine for them. In a similar way, tardigrades demonstrate extraordinary resilience. Tardigrades can survive the vacuum of space. These tiny eight-legged creatures can endure temperatures near absolute zero, pressure 6 times greater than the deepest ocean, and radiation that would kill most life. In 2007, scientists exposed them to space, and many survived. Their secret is cryptobiosis. They shut down, replacing water with protective sugars, and can remain dormant for decades. Life persists in the strangest places. Some algae can survive inside rocks. In Earth's harshest deserts, certain algae burrow into porous rock interiors, living within translucent mineral layers. They survive on faint light, penetrating stone and sparse moisture through microscopic cracks. Scientists have found them in Antarctica's dry valleys and the Atacama Desert environments so extreme they're used as Mars analogs. Some bacteria breathe metal instead of oxygen. In environments where oxygen never reaches, bacteria use metals like iron, manganese, or even uranium as electron acceptors. These organisms form rust-like coatings on rocks, subtly reshaping their environments. Their ability hints at ancient chemistry when oxygen was scarce, and suggests possibilities for life on worlds without oxygen. Elsewhere in extreme environments, lichens thrive where little else can. Lichens are partnerships between algae and fungi. The fungus provides shelter while algae contribute photosynthesis. Together, they form a being greater than its parts. Lichens colonize bare stone, ice, and rooftops from frozen tundra to scorching deserts. Some live for thousands of years, teaching us that survival often depends on partnership. Partnership appears throughout the ocean as well. Clownfish live in symbiosis with stinging anemones. Coated in protective mucus, clownfish hide safely among anemone tentacles that would paralyze other fish. In return, they chase away predators and clean debris. The partnership is so close that clownfish rarely stray far, a delicate balance of danger and protection between two species. Cleaner fish run stations where other fish line up. Some races establish cleaning stations where larger fish, even predators, gather peacefully. Big fish wait their turn while cleaners nibble away parasites and dead skin. Groupers and eels even open their mouths wide so cleaners can swim inside. It's like a marketplace where enemies coexist through cooperation. Coral reefs are built by tiny animals but support entire ecosystems. Reefs are created by coral polyps, tiny animals related to jellyfish. Each secretes calcium carbonate, slowly forming skeletons that pile up over thousands of years. Though individually small, together they create structures visible from space. These reefs shelter a quarter of all marine life, proving that small beings working together can create kingdoms. Ocean creatures have evolved remarkable features. Octopuses have 3 hearts and blue blood. Unlike our single heart and red blood, octopuses have 3 hearts pumping copper-based blue blood. 2 hearts pump through gills while the third serves the body. They can squeeze through tiny spaces, change skin color instantly, and solve puzzles with startling ingenuity. An alien intelligence evolved along a completely different path. Octopuses have neurons in their arms. About 2/3 of octopus neurons live not in the brain but in the 8 arms. Each arm can taste, touch, and make decisions independently. An arm detached will continue exploring for over an hour. This distributed intelligence lets octopuses process information in parallel, a fundamentally different architecture of mind. Some squid can turn invisible. With specialized skin cells, squid can shift colors instantly or scatter light to become nearly transparent. By manipulating light precisely, they dissolve into shimmering water, their outlines erased. In open seas with few hiding places, invisibility is both defense and hunting tool, a dream of science fiction perfected. In living creatures. Speaking of ocean mysteries, the deep sea holds many wonders. Bioluminescent creatures light up the deep ocean. Beyond sunlight's reach, countless organisms produce their own light glowing blue, green, or red. Tiny plankton sparkle like stars while fish trail shimmering lures. Light becomes a tool for hunting, hiding, mating, and communication. The ocean's darkest regions are actually its most dazzling. The anglerfish uses a glowing lure to hunt. With jagged teeth and an eerie lantern, the anglerfish dangles bioluminescent bacteria above its mouth. In perpetual night, this lure draws curious prey close. When they approach, jaws snap shut, swallowing prey nearly half its size. In darkness, the anglerfish weaponized light itself, turning hope into a trap. Some deep-sea fish have transparent heads. The barrel-eye fish has a transparent skull like a glass dome, revealing glowing green eyes inside. These eyes point upward, scanning for prey silhouettes above. The transparent shield protects delicate eyes from stinging predators. It's a creature whose skull is not barrier, but window, an alien solution to survival in darkness. Intelligence takes many forms in the ocean. Dolphins call each other by unique names. Each dolphin develops a signature whistle, their equivalent of a name carried through life. Others use this sound to call them, and individuals recognize their name even from another dolphin. It suggests self-identity and social awareness rare in nature, turning the sea into a place where names echo in whistles. Whales sing songs that change over time. Humpback whales sing haunting compositions lasting 20 minutes. But remarkably, these songs evolve new phrases spread through populations like cultural trends. Within a season, entirely new songs can sweep across oceans. This is culture, not genetics information transmitted socially, changing as whales teach each other across thousands of miles. The sperm whale has the largest brain of any animal. Weighing 17 pounds, 5 times heavier than human brains, it contains billions of neurons. Sperm whales communicate with clicks so loud they vibrate human bodies. These clicks may share complex information, teaching techniques, or cultural knowledge. What profound thoughts fill a consciousness housed in such a massive brain we may never know. Elsewhere on land, elephants show similar sophistication. Elephants can detect storms hundreds of kilometers away. With ears like receivers and feet sensing vibrations, they pick up infrasonic thunder rumblings below human hearing. This early warning gives time for migrations toward water. They communicate using these same low frequencies, carrying messages across vast landscapes deeply connected to Earth's rhythms. Elephants grieve their dead. When elephants die, herds stop and touch the body gently with trunks, sometimes covering it with branches. They may return years later, examining remains. Scientists observe visible distress, standing vigil for days, some stopping eating. Mothers carry dead calves for miles. Their mourning suggests they experience loss, as we do grief shared across species capable of love. Crows hold funerals for their dead. When crows find dead companions, they call loudly, summoning others. Dozens gather, perching silently around the body. This crow funeral helps birds learn about danger, but also seems like social ritual. In their gatherings, we glimpse the need to acknowledge loss and stand together in tragedy's face. Crows can recognize human faces. With memories rivaling primates, crows distinguish individual human faces. They remember people who treated them poorly and warn other crows about them years later, still recalling those faces. They also recognize friendly humans, sometimes leaving gifts like shiny pebbles or glass. Behind black eyes are minds that remember, judge, and pass down stories. Crows give gifts to people who feed them. People who regularly feed crows sometimes find small offerings in return: buttons, glass pieces, bottle caps, jewelry. Whether true gift-giving or playful behavior, the pattern is clear. Crows remember faces, distinguish friends, and leave tokens for the kind. It reveals complex social intelligence navigating relationships with sophistication. Birds display intelligence in remarkable ways. Some birds sleep while flying. Common swifts spend almost entire lives airborne, landing only to nest. Scientists believe they engage in unhemispheric sleep, shutting down one brain half while the other steers. Alpine swifts fly continuously for 200 days, never touching land. For them, air is home, sleeping while flying at 10,000 feet. Hummingbirds' hearts beat over 1,000 times a minute. To fuel blurring wings that allow hovering, hummingbird hearts beat astonishingly fast, over 1,000 times per minute in flight. They must drink nectar almost constantly, visiting hundreds of flowers daily. At night, they enter torpor, dramatically slowing hearts to conserve energy. In tiny bodies beats a rhythm as fast and fiery as life can burn. Hummingbirds remember every flower they visited. Despite frenetic pace, hummingbirds maintain mental maps of every flower visited, knowing which ones they drained and which have refilled. This spatial memory is precise and constantly updated. In a pea-sized brain is a sophisticated navigation system. Intelligence has nothing to do with size, only with challenges solved. Migration is one of nature's great feats. The Arctic tern migrates from pole to pole each year. Arctic terns journey from Arctic breeding grounds to Antarctica and back over 70,000 kilometers round trip. They experience 2 summers yearly, chasing endless daylight. Over lifetimes, they fly equivalent to 3 moon trips. It's a life defined by motion, an endless cosmic dance written on Earth's map. Monarch butterflies travel thousands of kilometers to migrate. Every autumn, millions of monarchs fly from Canada and the U.S. to central Mexican forests. thousands of kilometers. No single butterfly completes the round trip. Generations are born along the way, each continuing ancestors' journey. Guided by unknown instincts, they find the same forests, even same trees, year after year. Some creatures have developed extraordinary defenses. The horned lizard can shoot blood from its eyes. When threatened, horned lizards squirt blood jets from eye corners up to several feet. The blood tastes foul to predators, discouraging pursuit. Though it leaves the lizard temporarily disoriented, it works turning a small reptile into something unsettling. Nature's strategies aren't always elegant, but they're effective. The basilisk lizard can run across water. Nicknamed the Jesus Christ lizard, basilisks run across water surfaces using powerful legs with specialized scales. They slap water hard enough to create air pockets, preventing sinking. Juveniles, being lighter, run farther than adults. To see one sprint across streams is to watch physics-harnessed gravity briefly loosening its grip in shimmering rainforest light. Some snakes can glide through the air. Paradise tree snakes flatten bodies and launch from branches, undulating mid-air to control glides. By shifting rib shapes, they become living parachutes generating lift. Though wingless, they travel over 20 meters per leap, steering towards safe landings. These snakes remind us that flight isn't limited to birds and bats. Even serpents take to rainforest skies. Ancient reptiles still walk among us. Crocodiles have changed little in 200 million years. Modern crocodiles closely resemble ancient ancestors, armored skin, powerful jaws, stealthy ambush tactics perfected so well that evolution found little to change. They witnessed dinosaurs rise and fall, continents splitting, mammals emerging. They are living fossils, reminding us that timeless perfection can be the greatest strategy. Crocodiles can slow their hearts to survive long without food. Crocodiles control their hearts remarkably, slowing beats to just a few per minute. This conserves oxygen and energy while lying motionless, enabling endless patient ambushing and survival through long stretches without meals. Their slow, steady hearts echo ancient rhythms, survival through stillness, efficiency, and the ability to wait. Komodo dragons have venomous bites. Earth's largest lizards, Komodo dragons deliver venom through specialized glands. These toxins thin blood, lower pressure, and prevent clotting, sending prey into shock. Combined with jagged bites, this makes attacks devastating. They use stealth and patience, ambushing prey as large as water buffalo. Even if animals escape, they often succumb within hours. Some sharks never stop swimming. Certain sharks, like great whites, rely on constant forward motion to force water over gills. Without it, they'd suffocate. These obligate ram ventilators are always moving, day and night. They sleep by shutting down brain parts while bodies keep swimming a drifting half-dream of perpetual motion. For them, ocean is both bed and highway, life sustained only by unbroken momentum. Sharks are older than trees. Sharks have prowled oceans for over 400 million years, 200 million years before trees evolved. They survived the extinction that killed dinosaurs, witnessed mountain formation, ocean opening and closing. Their design changed little because it works. They're living connections to ancient pasts, swimming modern seas with bodies perfected hundreds of millions of years ago. In a similar way, other species have endured through deep time. Some insects have remained unchanged for hundreds of millions of years. Silverfish, dragonflies, and cockroaches appear in fossil records looking remarkably similar to modern descendants. Dragonflies once had 2-foot wingspans 300 million years ago. Though size diminished, design endured, perfected for agility and speed, passing time's ultimate test. Life has recovered from 5 mass extinctions. Earth's history is punctuated by catastrophe at least 5 times. Extinctions wiped out most species. From the Permian extinction erasing 90 of species to the asteroid-ending dinosaurs, each reshaped the planet. Yet life rebounded, diversifying into new forms. Without these extinctions, mammals might never have flourished. Life is not fragile flame, but wildfire, dimmed at times, always rekindling. Some seeds can survive dormant for thousands of years. Seeds are nature's time capsules. Some can wait not just years, but millennia. In Siberia, scientists revived a flowering plant from a seed buried 30,000 years in permafrost. In Israel, a 2,000-year-old date palm seed sprouted, growing into a healthy tree. Seeds preserve delicate tissues by shutting down metabolism almost entirely, preserving potential across centuries. Speaking of ancient DNA, some seeds in Antarctica still hold DNA from ancient forests. Antarctica is frozen desert today, but millions of years ago, lush forests thrived there. Ancient plant material, seeds, and spores still contain DNA fragments, revealing what once grew in lands now buried under ice. Though these seeds no longer grow, their DNA records Earth's living history whispers. From ages when the coldest continent bloomed, the human body contains ancient viral genes. Hidden in our DNA are fragments of ancient viruses from infections millions of years ago. These endogenous retroviruses make up nearly 8 of human genomes. Most are dormant, but some were repurposed. One viral gene helps form placentas, making mammalian pregnancy possible. We're built partly from remnants of enemies once fought, turning invasions into opportunities. Every breath you take contains atoms from countless organisms. The air you inhale contains atoms that cycled through countless beings before you. Carbon you exhale may once have been part of leaves, birds, or dinosaurs. Oxygen you breathe might have passed through mammoth lungs or whale blood. Because atoms are endlessly recycled, each breath ties you to life's entire history, a living link connecting past to future. All life on Earth shares the same genetic code. From bacteria in deep-sea vents to humans, all life is written in the same chemical alphabet DNA, composed of 4 nucleotides. The universality is astonishing. Instructions building mushrooms use the same language as those building whales. This shared heritage suggests all life descends from one common ancestor, a single spark billions of years ago, blossoming into endless forms. You are made of atoms forged in ancient stars. Long before Earth existed, stars lived and died in brilliant supernovae. Within fiery cores, elements heavier than hydrogen and helium were forged: carbon, oxygen, iron, calcium. When stars exploded, they scattered these building blocks across galaxies. Eventually, they coalesced into planets, oceans, and living beings. The calcium in your bones, iron in blood, oxygen you breathe, all born in stars that died billions of years ago. Some trees can clone themselves across millennia. Many trees possess the power to clone themselves. When branches touch ground, they sprout roots and new trunks rise. Species like willows and poplars create vast stands that are genetically identical. The most famous is Pando in Utah, a forest of 40,000 stems, all one ancient individual, tens of thousands of years old. Trees persist by replicating themselves, sending new shoots skyward while old ones decay, both mortal and immortal. Bamboo can grow nearly a meter in a single day. Among Earth's fastest-growing plants, certain bamboo species stretch nearly a meter daily in ideal conditions. Hollow stems divided into segments allow nutrients and water to surge upward efficiently. While forests of trees take decades to mature, bamboo regenerates within a season. Its growth is not only extraordinary, but deeply poetic, embodying nature's ability to flourish with breathtaking swiftness. Bamboo forests bloom in synchrony, then die. Most bamboo species have unusual life cycles, growing for decades without flowering, then suddenly blooming simultaneously across vast regions. Plants separated by oceans flower at the same time, suggesting internal clocks counting decades. After flowering and producing seeds, entire forests die back, leaving seeds for the next generation. These mass events reshape landscapes, affecting everything from pandas to indigenous communities. Some plants can remember past experiences. The sensitive plant, Mimosa pudique, folds leaves when touched. Scientists repeatedly dropped plants harmlessly. Initially, leaves snapped shut defensively, but over time, plants stopped reacting, as if learning the stimulus wasn't dangerous. Weeks later, plants still remembered, ignoring harmless drops while responding to new threats. Even without brains, plants retain information and adjust behavior. Plants can move, just very slowly. We think plants are stationary, but time-lapse reveals constant motion. Sunflowers track the sun, vines spiral, climbing. Leaves adjust angles throughout the day. Morning glories wind counterclockwise, completing full rotations in under 2 hours. What looks like stillness is slow-motion choreography, a dance performed over hours instead of seconds, teaching us motion comes in many forms. Plants can communicate through chemical signals. Tomato plants sensing caterpillars eating leaves release airborne chemicals. Nearby tomatoes detect these messages and produce defensive compounds even without being attacked. Acacia trees browsed by giraffes release ethylene, warning neighbors to produce toxins. Giraffes learn to move downwind, seeking trees that haven't received warnings. What seems silent is filled with conversation messages drifting on breezes. The Venus flytrap can count its prey's movements. With no brain or nervous system, Venus flytraps can count. When insects touch sensitive hairs, the plant registers it, but doesn't close. That would waste energy on false alarms. Only if a second touch occurs within 20 seconds does the trap snap shut. The plant effectively counts to 2 and continues counting more touches, triggered digestive enzyme release. Honey never spoils. Archaeologists found jars of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs, thousands of years old, still perfectly edible. Honey's unique chemistry makes it nearly immune to spoilage. It contains little water and is highly acidic, creating environments where bacteria and fungi can't grow. Bees add enzymes producing hydrogen peroxide, a natural antimicrobial. In a world where everything decays, honey stands as exception, essentially immortal. Some animals never stop growing. Most creatures grow to certain sizes then stop, but some never receive that signal. Lobsters continue growing throughout lives, molting shells and emerging larger each time. Theoretically, if avoiding predators and disease, they could grow indefinitely. Scientists found specimens over 100 years old, massive and ancient. For lobsters, growth is simply existence's rhythm, a pattern without predetermined end. Some fish can switch sex during their lifetimes. Many fish have astonishing abilities to change sex. In clownfish communities, the largest member becomes female, while others remain male. If she dies, the next largest male transforms into female. In wrasses and groupers, males sometimes shift to females or reverse, depending on group needs. These transformations involve profound biological changes, entire reproductive systems reshaping, showing that gender roles in nature can be remarkably fluid. Seahorses give birth through the males. In seahorse worlds, traditional roles reverse. After courtship, females deposit eggs into specialized pouches on males' bodies. There, he fertilizes and nurtures them, providing oxygen and nutrients. Weeks later, he goes into labor, releasing fully formed miniature seahorses. Watching males give birth dozens of tiny replicas bursting into water is both surreal and moving, showing that parenting takes diverse forms. Elsewhere in the ocean, unusual reproduction continues. Some fish use electricity to communicate. In murky waters where vision is limited, electric fish like knifefish produce weak electric fields around bodies. By modulating these signals, they sense objects, navigate darkness, and talk to each other. Each fish has unique electric patterns, allowing recognition of mates and rivals. For them, electricity is as natural as sight or sound. Electric eels can deliver shocks strong enough to stun horses. Despite their name, electric eels are knifefish, famous for generating powerful discharges up to 600 volts, enough to knock humans off feet and historically stun horses. They use electricity for hunting and defense. Their bodies are essentially living batteries with specialized cells stacked like capacitors. To encounter one is to feel raw, untamed power of biology turned into lightning. Some fish can survive without oxygen for weeks. In ponds where ice seals surfaces and oxygen plummets, goldfish and crucian carp survive weeks without oxygen by switching metabolism into unusual gears. Instead of producing deadly lactic acid, they create ethanol, essentially alcohol released harmlessly into water. This biochemical trick lets them wait out long, suffocating winters, showing that life can bend rules when environments demand. The lungfish can hibernate in mud for years. When droughts grip land and rivers dry to cracked clay, lungfish, ancient survivors with both gills and lungs, burrow into mud, secreting slimy cocoons that harden around bodies. Inside, they slow metabolism to whispers, breathing with lungs in tiny measured sips. They remain like this for months, even years, until rains return. This suspended animation is called estivation, a lesson in persistence written into their bones. Some eels travel thousands of kilometers to spawn. For centuries, eel lives were mysterious. We now know they undertake remarkable migrations. European and American eels spend most lives in rivers and lakes. Then when reproduction time comes, journey thousands of kilometers to the Sargasso Sea, a region of Atlantic filled with drifting seaweed. There, they spawn and die. Their offspring drift back across oceans on currents, eventually returning to rivers parents never saw. Parrotfish sleep in cocoons of mucus. Beneath coral reefs at night, parrotfish prepare for sleep by secreting protective mucus cocoons, enveloping themselves in transparent bubbles. These slimy sleeping bags mask scent from predators like moray eels, making them harder to detect. Watching parrotfish nestled within shimmering bubbles is both strange and magical. By morning, they break free, ready to crunch coral, creating the very sand forming tropical beaches. Sea turtles use the moon and stars to find the ocean. On warm beaches, newborn sea turtles dig free from nests and begin desperate crawls toward sea, guided by instinct toward the brightest horizon, usually moonlight and starlight glinting off waves. This ancient navigation system has served them for millions of years. As adults, they cross entire oceans, returning to the very beaches where they were born, using magnetic fields and celestial cues. Penguins can drink salt water safely. In icy seas where fresh water is scarce, penguins thrive, diving and swimming for hours. Their secret lies in specialized glands above eyes that filter salt from blood. After drinking seawater or swallowing briny fish, these glands excrete salt as concentrated droplets dripping from beaks or sneezed out in tiny sprays. This adaptation allows survival in marine worlds where humans would quickly dehydrate. Some birds dance elaborately to court mates. Courtship becomes art in certain birds. Birds of paradise perform dances of breathtaking complexity. Males clear display areas, then hop, sway, and unfurl feathers into dazzling shapes of color and light. Some transform entirely, spreading wings, creating symmetrical patterns, becoming living kaleidoscopes. Females watch closely, choosing mates based on precision and creativity. These rituals are more than instinct, their performances honed by evolution. Lyrebirds can mimic chainsaws and car alarms. Deep in Australian forests lives the lyrebird, a master of mimicry unlike any other. Its voice can imitate almost any sound, heard other birds' calls, branch creaks, camera shutters, even harsh chainsaw buzzes and car alarm shrieks. Males weave these imitations into elaborate songs, impressing females, layering natural and artificial sounds into uncanny symphonies. Standing in forests, hearing lyrebirds' calls like listening to environments echo back unexpectedly. Fireflies synchronize their flashing. On humid nights in Southeast Asia and the Smoky Mountains, fireflies transform darkness into living light shows. At first, flashes seem random, but then entire populations begin pulsing in synchrony, thousands of tiny lanterns blinking together rhythmically like forest heartbeats. Synchronization happens naturally, each firefly adjusting to neighbors until patterns spread across trees. Walking through forests as air pulses with golden light waves feels like nature itself is breathing. Some spiders use silk as parachutes to travel the sky. When young spiders need to disperse from crowded birthplaces, they climb to high points, raise bodies, and release silk threads catching wind. With this ballooning behavior, they drift like living parachutes carried by breezes across fields, forests, sometimes oceans. Some have been found thousands of meters high in atmospheres. Watching spiders lift gently into air, borne upward by gossamer, is to witness improbable beauty. Orb weaver spiders can spin silk stronger than steel. Among the most beautiful, engineers are orb weaver spiders whose symmetrical webs glisten in morning dew. The silk they produce is one of nature's most remarkable materials, lighter than cotton, yet stronger gram for gram than steel. It stretches without breaking, absorbing impacts that would shatter other fibers. Human scientists have long sought to replicate spider silk, but its complexity remains elusive. What spiders accomplish nightly, our technology can't yet master. Trapdoor spiders build hinged homes underground. In quiet earth beneath grass and leaf litter, trapdoor spiders construct hidden homes. They dig burrows lined with silk, then craft camouflaged doors of soil and plant matter hinged with spider silk to swing silently open and shut. From inside, spiders wait motionless, sensing entrance vibrations. When prey approaches, doors burst open, spiders seize victims, then retreat back inside. Doors swing shut, leaving no trace, fortresses of patience designed for secrecy. Some wasps turn other insects into zombies. Among nature's most unsettling strategies are parasitic wasps manipulating other creatures into unwilling hosts. Some inject eggs into caterpillars or cockroaches. When larvae hatch, they release chemicals altering host behavior. One wasp baits cockroaches like puppets to burrows, becoming larders for developing young. Another compels caterpillars to guard wasp pupae, sacrificing survival. These behaviors seem like science fiction, yet they're real examples of evolution shaping even prey minds. Honeybees perform dances to communicate locations. Inside buzzing hives, honeybees share information through dance. When foragers discover rich flower patches, they return performing waggle dances, looping patterns, encoding distance and direction relative to the sun. Other bees watch closely, interpreting movements with remarkable accuracy, then fly straight to described flowers. This communication system allows hives to exploit resources efficiently, coordinating thousands into collective intelligence. Their dances are language as old as flowers. Some frogs carry tadpoles on their backs. In Central and South American rainforests, certain frogs take on guardian roles. Male strawberry poison dart frogs watch over freshly hatched tadpoles. One by one, he gently carries them on his back, climbing from forest floors up towering plants. Each tadpole is placed into tiny water pools, leaf hollows, or bromeliad pockets. Mothers then return regularly, feeding them unfertilized eggs. These rituals show parental care, unusual among amphibians. The Suriname toad gives birth through holes in its skin. Among strangest birth stories is the Suriname toads. After mating, the female's back becomes soft and spongy, and males press fertilized eggs into it. Skin grows around eggs, sealing them into honeycomb chambers where they develop. Weeks later, tiny, fully formed toads emerge directly from her back, bursting through like living jewels. Though unsettling to watch, this method protects offspring, ensuring more survive. Glass frogs have transparent bodies. In Central and South American cloud forests, tiny glass frogs rest on leaves, glowing green and delicate. Look closely and discover something extraordinary. Their skin and muscles are translucent. In many species, entire bellies are see-through, revealing beating hearts, winding intestines, and developing eggs. Scientists believe transparency helps avoid predators by blending with dappled light. Their delicate beauty is otherworldly living windows into anatomy itself. Some ants farm fungi underground. Long before humans planted fields, ants practiced agriculture. Leafcutter ants march in endless processions, cutting green fragments, carrying them to subterranean homes. But they don't eat leaves directly, they mulch them carefully, feeding cultivated fungi flourishing in humid nest chambers. This fungus becomes ants' primary food. Over millions of years, ants and fungi co-evolved into complete dependence of 50-million-year-old agricultural system. Leafcutter ant colonies can be as large as cities. A single leafcutter colony can number millions, sprawling through underground chamber networks stretching dozens of meters. These aren't mere nests, but vast pulsing cities with highways of workers streaming back and forth carrying greenery. Underground structures divide into specialized chambers, nurseries, vaults for queens, vast halls cultivating fungi. When scientists map these colonies, they resemble human cities with labor divisions, waste management, resource distribution. Termites build mounds with natural air conditioning. In African and Australian savannas, termite mounds rise like earthen cathedrals, some towering over 6 meters high. Inside, live millions of termites carefully tending colonies and farming fungi. Most remarkable is that mounds regulate internal climates with extraordinary precision despite blistering heat and cold nights. Structures act like lungs with chimneys, vents, and porous walls, allowing air circulation and temperature balancing, inspiring architects seeking sustainable cooling systems. Some animals can survive being frozen solid. Imagine being frozen like ice blocks, then waking up as if nothing happened. For some creatures, this is survival. Certain North American frogs, like wood frogs, allow bodies to freeze almost completely in winter. Hearts stop beating. Blood ceases flowing, yet they don't die. Special chemicals like glucose act like natural antifreeze, protecting delicate cells from bursting. When spring arrives and ice melts, these frogs thaw out and hop away unharmed. Some frogs can hold their breath for months. In cold winter silence, certain frogs perform near impossible feats, stopping breathing altogether, burying themselves beneath mud or leaves, entering suspended states. Marsh frogs can remain underwater for months, relying on oxygen absorbed directly through skin. Some species slow metabolism to such crawls they survive on almost no oxygen, essentially pausing bodies until spring. This ability to wait out harsh seasons in silence reminds us that survival often depends not on action, but stillness. Certain shrimp can create cavitation bubbles hotter than the sun. Among most extraordinary animals is the pistol shrimp, a tiny creature with a claw, functioning like science fiction weapons. When it snaps claws shut, it fires water jets so fast they create low-pressure bubbles. As bubbles collapse, they generate shock waves, stunning or killing nearby prey. In that brief instant, collapsing bubbles produce temperatures hotter than the sun's surface and visible light flashes, all from animals barely a few centimeters long. Some birds navigate using Earth's magnetic field. How do birds cross oceans or continents with astonishing precision? Many species actually sense Earth's magnetic fields, using them like built-in compasses. This sense, magnetoreception, involves tiny magnetic particles in tissues or special light-sensitive eye proteins. Some birds may literally see magnetic fields as faint patterns overlaying worlds around them, a quiet map etched into air, pointing them unerringly across globes. Some bats use polarized light to navigate. When suns dip below horizons, twilight paints skies with hidden patterns, light scattering through atmospheres creating polarized bands invisible to us but legible to other eyes. Certain bats can perceive these faint cues, using them to orient themselves on long journeys, treating skies like silent compasses etched in shifting light. Combined with echolocation, this hidden map allows bats not just to dart through forests, but migrate over vast distances with unerring accuracy. Slime molds can solve mazes without brains. Slime molds are neither plants, animals, nor fungi, they're uniquely their own. They exist as vast single cells creeping slowly across surfaces, extending delicate tendrils searching for food. Without neurons or brains, they nonetheless display intelligence challenging our definitions. Scientists placed slime molds in mazes with food at exits. Gradually, organisms expanded into corridors, retracting from dead ends, reinforcing shortest routes, eventually tracing most efficient paths as if solving puzzles. Some creatures demonstrate incredible loyalty. Penguins propose with pebbles. In Antarctica's harsh environment where resources are scarce, Gentoo penguins develop touching courtship rituals. Males seeking mates search for perfect pebbles, smooth, well-shaped, just right. He presents it to chosen females. If she accepts, placing pebbles in nests, they become partners for seasons. These pebbles are functional, keeping eggs elevated above ice, but they've become symbolic tokens of commitment and care. Wombats produce cube-shaped droppings. Wombats, small Australian marsupials, produce feces shaped like rounded cubes, the only animals known to do so. Research revealed wombat intestines have regions of varying elasticity, forming pellets into cubes as droppings move through. But the reason is functional. Wombats use droppings marking territory, stacking them on rocks and logs. Cubic shapes prevent rolling, keeping markers in place. Nature will invent any shape necessary, solving survival challenges, even geometric ones. Peacocks don't actually have blue or green pigment. The brilliant blues and greens shimmering in peacock tails aren't created by pigments, but by microscopic structures. Feathers contain keratin layers reflecting and scattering light in specific ways, producing colors through physical structure rather than chemistry. This structural coloration creates colors often more vivid than pigments could produce, shifting and shimmering as light angles change. Many of nature's most brilliant colors work this way. Architectural achievements built at scales smaller than light wavelengths. Some desert plants wait decades to bloom. In driest deserts where rain might not fall for years, some plants have learned extreme patience. Desert marigolds can wait decades, sometimes a century, before flowering, conserving energy until conditions are just right. When rare rains finally arrive, plants explode into bloom, transforming barren landscapes into color carpets within days. Seeds lying dormant for decades germinate simultaneously. Within weeks, seeds are set, flowers die, and deserts return to apparent emptiness. The blue whale is the largest animal ever to live. Bigger than any dinosaur that walked Earth, blue whales are true planetary giants. Reaching lengths over 30 meters and weighing as much as 200 tons, they dwarf every other animal in history. Yet this leviathan feeds on some of sea's smallest creatures, krill, tiny shrimp-like animals eaten by millions in single gulps. With hearts the size of small cars and tongues heavier than elephants, blue whales are both awe-inspiring and gentle, moving with surprising grace through water. Whales evolved from land-walking mammals. It may be hard to imagine, but ocean's largest animals once walked on land. Around 50 million years ago, Wolf-like creatures called Pakicetus prowled ancient shorelines. Over time, descendants adapted to water. Limbs stretched into paddles, nostrils shifted to head tops, and tails grew powerful flukes. When you see whales breach surfaces, you're not just looking at ocean giants, but mammals whose lineages return to seas after long evolutionary journeys. Horses' ancestors were once the size of small dogs. Modern horses are powerful animals capable of galloping across plains at great speed. Yet, ancestors looked very different. 55 million years ago, creatures called Eohippus or dawn horses roamed ancient forests, barely fox terrier-sized, with multiple toes instead of hooves, browsing on leaves rather than grazing grasslands. As climates changed and forests gave way to plains, horses grew larger, toes fused into hooves, and diets shifted. The evolution of horses is a vivid example of life responding to changing environments. Your DNA contains instructions for proteins you'll never use. Inside genomes are remnants of past genes for producing vitamin C, detecting pheromones, growing tails. These genes are broken, disabled by mutations accumulating over millions of years because they were no longer needed. Humans lost the ability to produce vitamin C about 60 million years ago. Your DNA is like an archive preserving traces of what ancestors once were, a record of abilities gained and lost, paths taken and abandoned. Your body replaces itself completely every 7 years. You're not the same physical person you were 7 years ago. Most cells have been replaced: skin every few weeks, red blood cells every 4 months, skeletons every decade. Even atoms making up DNA get replaced. Some cells last longer: brain neurons, island cells, but the vast majority turn over continuously. You're less like a thing and more like a process, a pattern persisting while materials constantly flow through and change. Trees reduce their growth rings during droughts. Each year, trees add new growth rings beneath bark. In good years with plentiful water, rings are wide. In drought years, rings narrow dramatically. These patterns create chronological records going back centuries. Scientists read tree rings like books, reconstructing past climates, identifying droughts and floods, even dating historical events. Some tree ring chronologies extend back thousands of years, providing climate records far older than written history. Life connects us all in ways we rarely see. Birds are living dinosaurs. When you look at robins perched on fences or hawks circling high above, you're seeing living legacies of dinosaurs. Birds are not just related to them, they are dinosaurs, descendants of theropods like velociraptors. Feathers first evolved long before flight, possibly for insulation or display, later adapted for gliding and soaring. Every chirp, every flutter, every flock in flight is a continuation of stories more than 200 million years old. And so, dear listener, our journey through the wonders of life on Earth comes to a quiet close. Together, we've drifted across forests and seas, deserts and mountains, through deep pasts and hidden presents. We've wandered with ancient creatures, glowing worms, and whales singing across oceans. We followed the story of life as it stretched, adapted, endured, and reshaped itself again and again. If your eyes feel heavy now, you can let them close. Let the rhythm of your breath become steady, like waves upon shores, like beating of wings, like the tide of life itself. Each breath connects you to everything that has ever lived, a single strand in the vast, unbroken web of Earth's story. If you've enjoyed this journey, I invite you to like, subscribe, or leave a comment when you next awaken. It helps this channel continue to grow, and it lets us keep sharing these quiet stories of wonder with the world. But for now, there's nothing more you need to do. You are part of this planet, part of its ancient rhythm, part of its great unfolding mystery. Let that thought cradle you gently, like the sea holding its creatures, like the earth holding all its life. Sleep well, dream softly, and remember you carry the story of stars and oceans within you. Good night.